Hi, welcome to Natural Aesthetics. So I'd just like to start off by saying that if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you find the video interesting, then give it a thumbs up, it really helps out. I know this is a negative topic to talk about, but I think it's something that needs to be raised. And as sad as it is, it really exemplifies the positives of a natural lifestyle. Considering that bodybuilding is such a niche sport, especially the competing aspect of it, there isn't a vast pool of competitors, unlike other sports. Considering that the premature death rate is staggeringly high. In terms of percentages, it's just so much higher than any other sport, albeit maybe wrestling and certain, really extreme sports. I can't think of anything that matches it. There's no denying that the use and definitely the abuse of performance-enhancing steroids and hormones increases your risk of suffering from serious diseases and or death. And this video is just evidence of that. Now, I'm sure that if I continue my research and scoured the depths of the internet for more news articles, for lesser known amateurs, for gym rats, people that don't necessarily compete. I stumbled across dozens of those. I purposely didn't add them to this video. But if I had done, the video would be, so much longer because there's just so many more people. And then perhaps if you included, athletes that had suffered from an ailment as a consequence of performance-enhancing drug usage, well, those are open about it anyway. And I do think there are a lot of bodybuilders that are quite private with their health issues. I respect all of these competitors for following their dreams and achieving the fantastic physiques that they have done through hard training, dieting, but also a bucket load of drugs. There's no getting away from it. Growth hormone, insulin, diuretics. It's just so many different substances are used. And the problem is that if you have a dream and you have a goal that you want to achieve success in bodybuilding, you want to get to the top and you want to compete in the big boy ranks, then it's absolutely necessary. You cannot do it without, taking these substances. It's impossible to build that much muscle mass. Unfortunately, as a natural, it's just not going to happen. You need to be realistic with the amount of mass that you can gain. You can have a fantastic physique, but you're not going to look like these guys you see in the IFBB ranks. So, unfortunately, the bar has been raised. It's at a level, and to compete at that level, we need to do what everyone else is doing and what everyone has done for the last 30, 40 years. And that's take a shitload of steroids. Add in now human growth hormone, insulin, which I don't think has led to an increase in the quality of physique, to be honest. But, it's what all the competitors are doing. So everyone coming into it is going to do the same. I think that's where the problem lies, It's very difficult in any sport to go backwards. Records have been set, the bar has been raised to a certain level, and that's where it is. And if you're not doing what everyone else is doing, you're going to fall behind. And I think that's really where the problem lies in terms of what we expect to see from an IFBB pro. If we expect to see, shredded guys at 260 plus pounds, then the problem won't go away. And likewise, if the judges are continually awarding that positively, then the problem won't go away. It's only going to get worse, isn't it? And you're going to see more guys dying prematurely. A lot of people think that the bodybuilders of the 90s, early 2000s, even the 80s, look a lot better than the bodybuilders of today. And I do agree with that for a number of reasons. The waist size being one element that's a hell of a lot worse today. Conditioning was also a lot better back then. You could see more separation between the muscles, more vascularity. It's almost like today, like a lot of bodybuilders just have kind of blown their muscles out, and there's a hell of a lot of fluid that gets caught in between the muscle fibres, and you can't really identify the separation. It's almost like an amalgamation of muscle mass, just a blob. They get that kind of 3D rounded look, and I think they sacrifice the conditioning as a consequence. Maybe it's the training, not as heavy, not as hardcore, not as much use of free weights. Maybe it's the diet. It just isn't as effective as it was. Bodybuilders aren't as prepared to go to the same lengths that maybe they did in the past. They're too scared of sacrificing their size and roundness for conditioning. I do think that's an issue, a big issue. Or maybe it's just bodybuilders now are too scared to use diuretics to the same amount that they used to use them in the 90s and 80s, early 2000s, to get that kind of cut, really conditioned look. You know, bearing in mind that so many bodybuilders from the 80s and 90s have unfortunately passed away, you have to consider that maybe they just don't want to go down that route, and that's why you're seeing guys coming in a little bit softer. I think combined with the other reasons as well. You know, it is what it is. It's just so unfortunate that there's such a high percentage of bodybuilders that unfortunately have passed away. If I were to include wrestler deaths as well, I mean, we'd be here all day. It's astronomical. Heart attacks, recreational drug usage, suicides. It's very worrying. I think recreational drugs is quite a big one as well for bodybuilding. If you're taking performance-enhancing substances, then you know, maybe you're more inclined to take that recreational drug, to go down that path that you really shouldn't be going down, and you know, not only impact your physical health but also your psychological health. You know, we've seen a few suicides in this video, which is very sad. So that's the video wrapped up. If you did find it interesting, then please give it a like, subscribe to see more. Stay strong.